a lot of times in my practice, I'll see parents that are pretty anxious working with their kids, trying to help their kids when they're anxious. And if everybody's anxious, it's basically everyone's amygdala in a battle with everyone else's amygdala.
Yeah, because that's all unspoken
response.
Language that you can feel. You can feel your amygdala. It's like we think it's just about the words we say, but 70% of our communication is nonverbal, right? So it's all of these things that we can feel. We can feel each other's emotion.
Yeah, it's true. And I think sometimes I try to use visual analogies to try to help people think about that. So for example, the amygdala is designed to protect us from threat and danger or death, basically. It's part of our survival instinct. So imagine if a lion is charging at your child. Like the child is anxious about something. They don't want to go to school that day. You're thinking it's just school. What's the big deal? You've done this before. I didn't have a problem going to school when I was a child, right? All the things that might come into a parent's head. Your sister goes to school, no problem. And none of that is recognizing the lion. The child's brain thinks there's a lion charging at it. If you dismiss it completely and you don't see the lion, what's the message to the child? Now I'm in real danger because the person... the child thinks that they're not being believed, and they also think that the person who would be the number one protector from an evolutionary standpoint, the primary caregiver, doesn't see it. That's extra scary because now it's like, I'm doing this by myself. I'm surviving by myself. If you go to the child, cry with them, come into a ball, align with the worry, that message is, we're both about to be attacked by this lion. And that's also scary to the child because that doesn't feel protective at all. I try to encourage adults, teachers and parents, and this, by the way, is a constant practice in myself. Like I say these things to parents all day long, and I'm on podcasts talking about it, and I promise you I don't always manage to do this. But ideally, you're sitting somewhat distant from the child, like with some space, confident that the child is going to be able to cope, but recognizing the lion. I see the lion, and I know you're going to be able to cope with this. Mm-hmm. And then ideally, they have some strategies that they can do that with, right?